If you need a quick conversion, everything will be fine. Click the button, get converted, it's easy as pie. You think long ago, makes you wonder why. Now your documents good while you still... All right, well, I just called... Oh, I'm going to fix my screen now. I don't have much hair. I got to keep, keep a little bit I have in view. Yeah, you know it too. All right. Yeah. Hi everybody, David Dillon here from Markzware, and today we're with a Markzware customer, Stephen Duxbury, and he's going to tell us about his experience with PDF to InDesign converting with our products. And before we do that, let's get a little background on Stephen.
Okay, yeah. Hi, David. Well, being a typesetter, well, started off as a printer going back to my school days.
Wow.
And then got into a printing company. But then really I've always concentrated very much on the typesetting side. And typesetting side being a bit of an old-fashioned term now that perhaps not everybody knows. But being just me and Catherine in Prestset, we actually started, Catherine started in '83. I've been in it since like '84, and then Bart was '87. And just the two of us, and we do anything from a business card to, I've just done a 128-page book on red buses. I do lots of bus timetables, all sorts of work, anything that can be print or online.
Right, and you're like, can I describe you as a local printer? You like in your village and surrounding area, or you do?
Yeah, we're in a little village. We've got some nice offices. We don't actually print much in-house. We've just got a big fancy digital printer that we do very short run stuff.
Right.
Else we just farm out and get printed.
Right.
Been in the printing trade for under 40 years. I know all the local printers and I know all the big stuff. Whatever the job is, I know places.
You know where to go. Yeah. And wow, 1983. So I mean, you were just saying before you were saying something about PageMaker before we started recording. I mean,
yeah. I actually started on PageMaker version 1.
Oh.
I can't remember how much it cost, but it was a lot of money.
Yeah. That's amazing. So you had PageMaker, Quark, and then of course now, I guess you're InDesign.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're InDesign.
Quark, hate it. And I don't even have a copy of Quark anymore that will work on the Mac. For years we were a bureau producing film and bromides.
Right.
So we had an awful lot of files in QuarkXPress. So we did have Quark, but PageMaker stroke now InDesign.
Right. Stephen, now we're in, what is it? October. Well, all effective purposes is almost November 2020, October 30th, I think it is. This whole COVID, this whole Corona situation, how's it been for you these last months?
Yeah, not been good at all. I mean, March 23rd, it was like turning a tap off. Really did very, very, very little for months. And I only feel it's just slightly starting to pick up again now. Been a bit busy this last couple of weeks. That's because I've been doing this big book. And I also do a load of bus timetables for Metro, which is the local organisation. And I would by now would have done probably hundreds of pages of bus timetables. But since February, not until 2 weeks ago, not done any at all.
Wow.
It's been good.
It's been rough. Yeah. Well, we saw that too. I mean, like you said, it was like someone turned off the faucet at a certain point, and pretty amazing. But yeah, good to hear it's coming back a little bit. Hopefully these new round of lockdowns don't, affect things too much in terms of business.
Well, actually, on as of Sunday night, we're into, in England, we call Tier 3, which is not good, which is almost back to full lockdown again.
Yeah, same in Netherlands. You did France, we all heard about recently. Germany, it's just, it's a pity. Well, hopefully it'll continue to go decent for you, and good luck, and thanks for sharing that. A not so nice experience.
I mean, I'm finding some of the printers, one or two printers are very busy, and some printers are actually deathly quiet. They seem to right mixed bag at the moment in terms of printers.
Yeah, I know in our village here, like the local printer, at a certain point, it's not good, of course, but they're doing a lot of Corona shields and masks, of course. I had one customer yesterday. I just noticed. I just looked at their web address. I clicked on the email. It's just like a normal web address, and then it went to their web address /COVID. And they had a whole range of products. So,
right. Yeah. entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, people need it. It's this 1.5 meter, and I don't know if it's 1.5 meter in England as well, but
Yes, 6 feet, 1.5 meter.
Yeah, same. Well, that's that's 2 meters actually.
Which is actually
yeah, you guys go 2 meters. Wow, extra safe.
Not 2 meters here in England.
Yeah. Okay. Well, enough of that Corona. Hopefully, that'll just fly away here with the transition to the next question here. And now we're going to get a little more into the Markzware side. 1983, PageMaker. When did you first hear about Markzware? Do you remember?
No idea.
Well, that's a very honest question. Answer.
Right, I'll give you another answer now. I think I probably read about it in MacUser magazine.
Yeah.
Or among 2 Macintosh user groups.
Right.
The local Yorkshire Macintosh user group that I'm on, and also another one called IDML, which I think actually is really more based in America.
Right.
So it would either probably be in MacUser magazine.
Yeah.
Or forums.
Yeah, that was we had a lot of attention to MacUser back in the day with our FlightCheck product. Have you ever heard of FlightCheck before?
Yeah. In that case, FlightCheck, that's where it will be.
Yeah.
We bought some FlightCheck software because, as I said before, for many years we were a service bureau, so we would take all sorts of files from people and we had to produce the film.
Yeah.
And now it's all digital, but in those days we produced all the film, the printers to make the plates with. So of course, we were sent files from anybody and everybody, and so many of those files never worked. So we had to flight check those files. So flight checking for a few years was a huge thing for us.
Yeah.
And flight checking. So that's probably where probably sent me an email, and I must have read about it.
Yeah, because your name rang a bell to me when we had our more recent over the last year or two over PDF to InDesign. I thought I know this name somehow, but in any event, that's a common thing. A lot of people in the past knew FlightCheck but didn't know what Markzware was.
I never put the two together. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were the FlightCheck.
No problem. It's our problem actually. Yeah. Okay.
Flight checking was a big thing for us because we had so many files that didn't work.
Yeah.
Font problems, image problems.
Oh yeah. Terrible. Well, the advent of PDF has helped. Hasn't done away with preflighting and FlightCheck, but it has helped. Put the blame back on the creator more so than the outputter, where it should be.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that then everything then changed into PDFs did make life so much easier for us, because so often PDFs work pretty well, not always.
No. Yeah. And that's where we. Yeah, great. Thanks, Steve. And that's where we're coming into the next product you've been using, which is Markzware's PDF to InDesign converter. You started with the PDFDTP. I don't know. Do you know how long you've had that, Stephen?
I'd have to look back in the records. I bet could it be 10 years? I don't know.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I don't know, you don't pay me to say that.
No.
It was a fabulous product. I rate it very highly.
Wow. Excellent.
Got me out of the hole this morning, actually.
With that book?
No, with a logo I wanted for something.
Okay.
I didn't have the logo, but I had a PDF of the cover of this magazine. So I simply opened it with Markzware, got the bits out of the creative InDesign file, got the bits out, and I've used it. So this morning I've used Markzware.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, and we're not paying Stephen, that's for sure, Wow, interesting, yeah. And, well, great to hear. I mean, are you getting in a lot of PDFs from customers that you need to transition back into layout files, or what? What's some of the main, common purposes you're using it for?
It can be all sorts of PDFs. Sometimes, the book that I've just done sent me as a Word file. The Word file wasn't actually very good.
Yeah.
But I managed to make a PDF of the Word file, and then I used Markzware to open it up, and that was so much better than the Word file to work with.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Because it all the pages for me. The pictures were a bit, I think that was a custom original. I'd not scaled the pictures properly.
Right.
But it gave me a fantastic file to work with, I had two files open. I had the converted file, and then I copied the bits out of that, and I started a new InDesign file, and I was just simply had the two InDesign windows open. I was just simply dragging and dropping. Fabulous. So we can get all sorts of files from people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an old file that they might have done something with, and they want it updating, see new picture, new information. Use Markzware all the time. So
Wow.
I've just got a new customer this week. She's hiring out hot tubs.
Oh yeah.
She'd got a designer to do some mock-ups, and she's actually done a mock-up of a gazebo. But in that PDF, she'd actually shown some mock-ups of the PDF of the roof,
right,
of the gazebo. And I ripped it open with Markzware to get the. She'd done a load of circles, and I wanted those circles, so I use it for all sorts.
I like that terminology, Stephen. You ripped it apart with Markzware. Our new slogan: PDF to InDesign, rip it apart with Markzware. That's a good one. Well, that's what it effectively, like you said, it does. You can. I use it a lot for that too, for grabbing elements out that otherwise I'd have to recreate. And
But you know, this morning I opened up a one-page PDF of the cover of this magazine, and I didn't actually have the logo of this magazine in it. All I've got all sorts of bits of this organisation. But funny if I didn't have the name of the magazine, it's called again Journal, and ripped it apart and got it and fixed.
Wow. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Well, so if you could rate PDF to InDesign from Markzware from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, what would you give it?
Okay, well, I'll start and quantify this. I'll give it a 10. Oh. I'll say that in probably 90% of cases, perhaps 95% of cases, Markzware does a fantastic job of converting the file. Yes, there's a few little bits missing or not missing, but here, there. The other 5%, it does a reasonable job. And the last 2 or 3%, forget it.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Yeah. But see, thank you. A 10 for product is amazing, and you're being realistic because PDFs are PDFs. They're sometimes created in such a way that it's amazing that you can even get it back into a layout anyway, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole point of a PDF is you're not supposed to be able to crack it open, are you really?
No. That's
a file that you're not supposed to be able to tweak with. I mean, in the past, we've opened up PDFs quite well with Illustrator before we got Markzware. And Illustrator can be quite good at opening up a PDF. But I'll give you credit, Markzware normally is better.
There you go. Yeah. And InDesign is a more capable tool for many projects, you know. For just a logo, Illustrator would be fine, but for books and stuff, you know.
Yeah. I think sometimes where I've seen it go wrong is if you've got a graduated tint, but it's so easy to fix.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a tint going from 0 to 100. Markzware sometimes can give you like 100 little bits of graphics.
Yeah.
But that isn't really a problem because you simply wipe it clean and just draw your own new box.
Yeah.
The graduated fill. So that's certainly one area that in the past, I can't say I've seen recently, but is where it used to fail terribly. Sometimes perhaps something where it's been cut and pasted inside, it might struggle a little bit with, but on the whole, very, very, very good.
Excellent.
Live without it.
Yeah, great to hear. And on that note, we're coming out with a replacement for PDF2DTP. You think crazy? I mean, we just got a 10 out of 10 rating from Stephen for this product, but we're PDF2DTP is a plugin, and we're creating now standalone technology, so we don't need to be dependent on an application, and you can then still convert your PDFs into InDesign, IDML, or other file formats, you know. And we gave Stephen a beta version of our PDFMarkz, and how'd you like it?
Yes, what I really liked was the summary that it gave you of the files. It told you, like I did it, I ran my 128-page book through it. So it came with 128 pages. I think I already told you I didn't like the pixels bit.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it in millimeters.
Yeah, we're we're going to fix that. Yeah.
Yeah. Told you how many fonts you'd used, how many colours, how many images. Yeah, I liked it for that.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have it as a plugin to run direct from InDesign itself, because it's just so easy to be InDesign.
Right.
Open PDF.
Well, good point.
Functionality of that, though.
Yeah, good point. That's what we're going to also have added in PDFMarkz. Actually, in the beta, it should do it too. You can install these scripts, which will act as plugins, so you can actually call PDFMarkz in InDesign, just like PDF2DTP. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right, good. So I always ask this, but I think it's quite clear. Would you recommend Markzware's PDF to InDesign for other people needing PDF conversion?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. No shadow of a doubt. And as just come back to the fact that 95% brilliant. The last few, not so good.
Right.
But I think we've used it so many times. I've lost count. Hundreds of jobs we've used it on.
Wow. Awesome. Great to hear, Stephen.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, good.
People can get more information on your company at what's your web address?
www.prestset.co.uk.
Great. I'll put that in the text here, and I'll show your webpage a little bit. Nice webpage. Nice building you guys have. Is that your building down there below that old brick building?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a nice old. It's the old Sunday school hall, the chapel in the village. The building's 180 years old.
Wow.
And we rent out offices in the building. So we've got seven different tenants, and as well, like an architect. One of them does knitting patterns.
Oh, wow.
Again, I used Markzware on her knitting patterns. She hadn't done a very good job. Well, I had to rip it apart to tidy it up.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So.
Very good. Well, thank you again for the time and for the helping other customers understand what PDF InDesign from Markzware is. And you have a great day.
Oh, with pleasure. And you? All
right. All right. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
If you need a quick conversion, everything will be fine. Click the button, get converted, it's easy as pie. You think a lot of gold makes you wonder why. Now your documents converted while you stare at the sky. Just think of all the tasks that make your time bleed. Our conversion tools are what you really need. It's a fast-moving world, got to keep on the top. With a little help, I must your work will never have to stop.